Hey everyone, it's Caslow, and this morning the embargo for the Final Fantasy XIV Endwalker media tour dropped. I've been at work all day, but I've been throwing videos into a playlist. Haven't got a chance to look at all of them, but we're going to go through, in a series of videos, go through different ones and react to them. First, for this one, we're going to go through the Red Mage changes. I'm quite concerned about this because A, my main is Red Mage. And B, I was really concerned about the announced changes to engagement and displacement. They're making those potencies be the same. Before, engagement was 50 potency less, I believe, but disengage or displacement, which had a higher potency, required you to backflip. So there was a little bit of a choice between when to use one or the other. And I kind of feel making them the same just makes displacement useless because I'm just going to use engagement and do my slide casting to move around as I need to see fit. But we'll kind of see how everybody reacted to that change, and maybe they'll touch on it. Maybe they'll give me some insight on how that change has happened and if maybe it's a little bit better. But first up, we're going to start off with Larryzaur's video on the Red Mage changes, so let's go ahead and check that out.
Red Mage got very cool new toys. Also, hey, I'm Melian over here. Anyway, this is its new job gear, in the perfect shade of red. Ver. But first, I have a
Now I will say I don't necessarily like the hat. It's a little bit too floppy, like wide for my likes. And the body isn't as much like a coat that I'm usually used to. I enjoy that more. The one thing I thought I saw is it looks like they have shorts now instead of pants. So maybe he'll touch on that.
Gear is subject to significant changes. That includes potencies especially.
Yeah, you can see it there. There's a little bit of, you can see the shorts. That I actually do kind of like.
Since a lot of them change throughout all of the jobs, I would not worry about them. But anyway, let's
take
a look.
That cape actually looks kind of cool.
Red Mage's core rotation remains the same, but with some upgrades and a couple additions, along with some quality of life upgrades. It got a new barrier ability that reduces everybody's damage taken by 10% while increasing healing actions by 5%. It's aptly named Magic Barrier. Verarrow and
I kind of like that because that'll add Vercure to being a little bit more useful, maybe in game, at least helping out when you need to. I've done a decent amount of like spam curing when I need to help out in dungeons and stuff when things start to hit the wall, but that might make it to where I'm feeling like I'm a little bit more useful in that instance.
Verthunder were upgraded to Verarrow and Verthunder 3, which came along with some beefy new animations and increased potencies. And
I do like that tornado from Arrow. That's really cool.
I didn't think the Mad Lads would do it, but we got a third finisher after Scorch. So Red Mage's finisher is now Verholy or Verflare, followed by Scorch, and then a 750 potency Resolution. And yeah, that's
hold up. Well, let me look at that tooltip. Deals unaffected damage to all enemies in a straight line. Ooh, that's nice. With 750 for the first and 60 for each of the remaining. No, not bad.
Resolution. And yeah, that's right. Verholy, Verflare, and Scorch all got new animations because they're all AoEs now. Manification will now give you 50 black and white mana instead of doubling it. This means that you can start a fight with the melee combo immediately. It also grants you 6 Manification stacks that are instead expended on each GCD that you use during it. So it's just enough to do your 3 melee combo and your 3-part spell finisher. And the melee combo was overall reduced in cost. You only need 50-50 in order to execute the full combo. And this leads to some jolly good fun where you can start with a 100-100 and Manification ready, and you can do 3 melee combos in a row without needing to cast any other spell whatsoever. Yeah, I'm sure all of your melee raid members will love that. I know I do.
That'll be really useful for timing your bursts with the party. So I don't know if it... I mean, generally you want to use stuff as it comes up, so you probably want to open with Manification. But I wonder how that timer will fit with other other raid buffs. So maybe it'll be up for your second burst window.
And after it, you only have to do like 2 or 3 more spells to do another one. I mentioned some quality of life. Displacement and engagement are now the same potency. This will not stop me from backflipping off of the edge. Style points are important after all. They also have 2 charges, which presents even more opportunity for said backflipping. Enchanted Reprise was buffed a bit, so that should help a bit in the times where you absolutely need to.
Wait, 2 charges? That actually is going to be kind of useful. I can't even mention the number of times when I don't have a charge up, and I have to somewhat run in to be able to do my melee combo. So that change will be amazing.
To move. Woo. And last but not least, we've been asking for this since Red Mage's inception, but Embolden will now increase everybody's overall damage dealt instead of just physical. This is very good. And that's everything about Red Mage.
God damn it, Larry.
Thank you so much for watching, and all of my videos on the Endwalker job changes are out now, so check out the playlist in the link in the description below to watch the next one. Okay, bye.
I am a little bit concerned that now it feels like we're going to be a lot more melee heavy than we were before, with them reducing the amount of mana we need to start our melee combo. Might end up to where, like you said, it seems like you cast 2 spells and you're right back in it. So those 2 charges might get used up really quickly on the gap closer.
Hey everyone, Mr. Happy here, and in this video we'll be doing a full breakdown on the Red Mage job changes coming in Endwalker. This information is fresh out of the latest media tour, but bear in mind everything in this video is still subject to change before Endwalker's release. I won't be focusing much on potencies here for that reason either, unless I think it's worth noting for any particular reason. Also, there's a playlist in the description and from clicking the eye in the top right corner, so check out all of the Endwalker job change videos. With that, let's get started. So Red Mage's flow is...
Hold up. One thing that Larry, I don't think, mentioned was the 3 charges on the bar right here that show up. So hopefully we get to find out what that is.
Remaining mostly the same in Endwalker. The big change is how the job gauge works now. Now when you use your enchanted melee combo or enchanted moulinet, they now generate stacks of mana, designated by the diamonds at the bottom of the gauge. With 3 of these, you can cast your Verflare or Verholy, and then do your Scorch and even a new Red Mage finisher. All of these skills are now also AoE, so your single target and AoE bursts are pretty much identical for ease of use. They even...
Okay. So that's telling you where you are in the combo. Can you lose those if your combo breaks? Because that... I've had issues with sometimes an attack not proccing quite right, and then I mess up my entire combo.
Another change is the mana generation and mana cost of your various spells and enchanted melee skills. The melee combo now costs a total of 50 white and black mana, as opposed to 80 in Shadowbringers. To accommodate for this, the single target filler spells had their mana generation adjusted.
Okay, there we go. So it's a little less than half. Yeah, I wonder how that'll affect it. I guess that's about even with the change from 80 to 50.
Engagement was also lowered to level 40, the same level you get displacement, so this makes for a much more consistent learning experience at the lower level.
I still think they should just make him the same spell then. Get rid of disengagement or displacement and just go engagement totally. But that's me.
Now it grants a flat 50 white and black mana and grants you stacks of modification, boosting your magic damage for as many spells as you have stacks. It's basically designed to boost the damage of your 3 enchanted melee skills and all the follow-up magic spells exclusively, while also instantly granting you access to them.
Nice.
It also ensures that no matter what your current mana is, you can go right into your burst window, no questions asked. So the actual new skills don't require much in the way of discussion, but the changes to the rate that they generate mana is an important one. As a reminder, it's 50 white and black mana to enter your single target melee combo on a boss, though your initial burst will use modification to cover this cost. So let's use the current opener to see what your melee combo frequency kinda looks like. For this example, we'll use the standard 3-8 opener as it's listed on the Job Shadowbringers guide in the Balanced Discord. This opener generates 40 white mana and 42 black mana before going into Manification and doubling it, putting you at 80 and 84. If you did that same opener now, forgetting the modification changes, you generate 22 white and 23 black mana. Fortunately, the lower generation doesn't matter for going into burst windows because modification just grants you enough to do it. So now we have to compare the total mana after your burst is done. The melee combo for the old opener would consume mana down to 0 white and 4 black, while the Endwalker values would remain at 22 and 23 respectively. After performing Verholy and Scorch, your Shadowbringers opener would bring you up to 28 white and 11 black. Then of course you have the Swift Cast for Thunder after, but for simplicity's sake we'll just leave it at this. In Endwalker, after Verholy, Scorch, and Resolution with this opener, you'd be up to 41 white and 31 black. I guess there is an extra GCD here with Resolution, so fair to include that Swift Cast for Thunder for the opener as if it wasn't Shadowbringers. So I guess we'll actually say the Shadowbringers one would be at 28 white and 22 black. This puts you a lot closer to your melee combo in Endwalker, even with the reduction of mana generation. Now, I don't think the old openers are going to continue to be optimal. They worked the way they worked because of the time it took to get enough mana to then double it with modification and actually get going. Now that modification gets you right into your melee rotation the second you press it, Red Mages can likely adjust this so that modification in their melee combo will happen whenever their party composition's burst actually begins. You'd, I'd imagine, want all 6 buffed Manification skills in the full burst. This also means that Embolden will likely come right before this burst as well, again, depending on composition and boss mechanics. Then the number of potential off-globals is pretty intense. I'd imagine Red Mages want to get rid of their charges for their movement skills so they don't overcap them when they use Manification, while also trying to get Contre 60 and Fleche, Embolden and Manification, not to mention you might potentially have to addle in the opener. I mean, that's a lot, and I suppose it's unlikely.
Yeah, I would think that the opener now would have you hardcast one of your black or white mana spells, and then swift cast a spell, zoom in, Manification, Embolden, melee combo with dropping your off GCD damage abilities between each of those, and then your 3 spells. Probably zoom in and drop your other one before Manification, 3 spells, and then into your rotation. Like, that's the way I would assume, because you time that long cast time with the pull, get a couple of spells off before you zoom in and do your melee combo off Manification. But you do want to make sure that you zoom in before your Manification to get that timer going.
To pan out exactly the way I imagine it in my head. You'd probably just have to dump one of each of the movement skills, and then you'd have 2 to use during your Embolden burst window during your melee combo, unless you need to keep them for movement for a specific mechanic. Oh, not to mention, you got a pot somewhere in there, which I can't imagine you'd
That's
want
the other
to
thing, yeah.
pull and burn 7 to 8 seconds of the actual pot window. But then again, maybe that's not the ideal opener anymore, is the modification pre-pull. I don't know. These are the things where I kind of wish I was a bit more of a Red Mage main. I might be able to comprehend what these changes actually mean for the job in a little more depth. But even on the surface, it's pretty easy to see that it's either going to be an insanely busy opener on both globals and off globals, or you're just going to have to make some clear sacrifices to do something that is mathematically better.
Yeah, I wonder if the balance has a revised opener out yet. I might take a look at that, and if it is, it might go up on the screen here.
I'm really interested to hear what Red Mage mains think, because now more than ever, I think we all really need to understand how jobs work at their openers, 60-second, and 120-second reopeners. At least if you're playing at a high level, you want to make sure you understand what those bursts look like, exactly when they come up, how to get into them, and how to play in between them.
Yeah, if you're playing with a set squad where you time up your burst windows, then you're going to throw all this out the window and just have to figure out how to get your abilities where they need to be during those times. If you're pugging things or just using Duty Finder, then there's probably going to be an optimal rotation for that as well, which will most likely open with Manification.
So Red Mages, best of luck figuring that out.
All right, Happy had some good info there on top of what Larry had. Let's jump in and see what Work to Game has.
Having gone hands-on with Red Mage, I can happily report that if you loved Red Mage before, you're going to really love it now. I'm going to focus this video on two key areas with the theme of how does this job play on controller. The first part of the video is going to go over the Red.
Okay, this is actually good because I am a controller user, though my setup's much different than what a lot of people probably run. But let's see his viewpoint from a controller standpoint.
Red Mage's traits, and there are a lot of them now, by the way. And then we're going to dive into the skills, highlighting the new ones and showing off how the old skills have been changed in Endwalker.
Wait, why has he got Riposta on a macro? Okay.
Any of the numbers that you see here in this video. So now let's kick this off with a dive into the trait system. We've seen significant updates to traits.
Oh yeah, I think he makes Riposta on the same as Core, so that if he's not in melee range, it pulls him to melee range. If I remember right from his controller guide, that's what he does.
And our first real new trait that we see for Red Mage is Mana Stack. This is going to add this to your balance gauge, and whether you land Riposte, Zurashu, Enchanted Redoublement, or Moulinet, you're going to get a maximum up to 3 stack crystals. Now upon...
Okay. Yeah, Moulinet is the AoE one. So yeah, if you miss one, you might be able to get enough to just do a Moulinet or a Riposte. I forget. I'd have to compare the mana cost for each one of these. But if you break your combo, it might be a little bit easier to recover now. So that's pretty nice. I wonder how long those mana stacks last. Or if they just last until you get 3 and use them.
We're going to start with Riposte, learned at level 1. That is still the same and delivers a potency of 130.
Okay, so 2020.
Moulinet delivers an attack with a potency of 60 for all enemies in a...
Okay, so that one's 20 as well. So, yeah, as soon as you get 20... Yeah, if your combo breaks after your second one for some reason, you just need 20/20 to be able to get the third stack. I kind of like that ability to fix when you mess up, because it feels real bad when you accidentally start your combo and you're not quite where you need to be on mana.
Before, I can't wait to hear your thoughts about the Red Mage, so sound off below. But for Ginger Prime, my name's Brian. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Hopefully see you next time. But until then, take care.
All right. Well, that's all the videos I had queued up for the Red Mage changes. I still don't like the displacement change. I think it makes it useless. I think there's no reason to have it on your bar. You should just go with engagement 24/7. I'm coming around to the ideas of the 50/50 mana to start your melee combo. I thought it was going to speed the class up too much, but it seems like lowering the amount of mana you get from spells is going to offset that. And that could still be tweaked a little bit further because it might actually be a little bit too slow now. We'll see. But I think it's counterbalanced with the ability to use manification and get right into it. The charges, I'm always welcome for charges for some abilities because it's nice to be able to see them recharging while you still actually have a charge. So that's nice. I'm not going to lie, I was worried about the changes were going to make me not want to play Red Mage at the start of the expansion. But I think my fears are alleviated. I really want to sit down and kind of figure out what that opener is going to be like, especially as a pugger instead of as somebody in like a dedicated group where you can time all your abilities to be on set burst windows. But I'll probably dig into that. Like I said, I'm going to check balance, see if they have some ideas from here. But thanks for watching. If you like this reaction, I'm going to be doing a few more. I know for sure I'm going to do Gunbreaker and Summoner. Summoner more just because that job is changing so much. I kind of want to see exactly how it's going to work. And maybe Brainstorm of maybe what we'll do in the next expansion with Summoner. And then I'm going to react to some of the interviews and some of the other videos coming out of the media tour. I've got a whole playlist of stuff that I haven't watched yet. I'm going to record it and let you guys see it. But if you like this, you want to see some other Final Fantasy XIV videos, like I said, I'm going to have a few more reactions, but I also will be doing some stuff when Endwalker comes out. So you'll want to hit that subscribe button so you'll see all those. Also, links in the description below to my Twitch, to my Twitter, and to my Discord if you want to give some follows there and be able to know what's going on. But that said, I will see everybody next time. Take care.